Welcome, families. My name is Faith Muchnick-Jakes, and I am the Executive Director of Elementary Education. I want to sincerely thank you for viewing this screencast today. I hope it will provide you with a strong overview of what you can expect from our virtual learning model this school year. Here are the items I will be covering today in our screencast. We will begin with an overview of the virtual model and then take a close look at the instructional school day. I will answer some of the common questions that may be out there and provide you with some immediate steps that you can take to begin preparing for the school year. And finally, we will discuss some key ways that you can support your student in virtual learning, as well as what you can expect next as we approach the beginning of the school year. I want to start by emphasizing that the virtual learning model this school year will look very different from the model we had in place this spring. While we were in a temporary and emergency closure in the spring, now we are moved into a planned virtual model that has been guided by the California Department of Education and our own vision as a district for making instruction more meaningful and effective. This fall, one of the biggest changes you will see is our use of live virtual instruction. This will allow for a much greater level of interaction and connectedness. I will be discussing this later in the presentation in more detail. Additionally, this fall, we will be taking attendance and keeping track of student academic progress so that grades can be reported through our traditional grading systems, both a progress report and the report card. For attendance, students will be marked present if they are present for live instruction and participating in learning activities. Overall, we want you to know that we are committed to delivering quality instruction to positively impact student learning. We are in a learning process ourselves, but this is our key goal as we transition into the virtual learning model. At this time, I would like to take a close look with you at our instructional day. You will see that at the elementary level, our day is going to be divided into morning and afternoon instruction. The morning block, which will run from 8 to 12, is our structured learning time. The day will begin with a virtual live meeting for the entire class. This may include a check-in with students as well as some community building. It will also give the teacher an opportunity to share the plan for the day. After the morning meeting, the class will move into instructional time. You can expect about 90 to 120 minutes of the morning allocated for English language arts and the same allocated for math. During each block, teachers will spend about 20 to 30 minutes providing direct instruction, either through live instruction or a pre-recorded video. Then students will take part in independent activities while the teacher meets with students in small groups. We are really emphasizing the small group instruction because it maximizes the benefits of the teacher-student interaction and allows teachers to meet individual student needs. There will be a 20-minute break built into the morning time as well. Remember that this is just an overview. Your child's teacher will be providing a detailed schedule so that you and your family can plan accordingly. Just know that you can expect some whole group time, some small group time, and some independent work time. Please note that TK and kindergarten schedules will be modified for the age group. And now a look at our afternoon. Our afternoon starts with a standard lunchtime from 12 to 12:45, and then we move into afternoon activities, which will look different for different students. For all students, there will be a continuation of independent activities, as well as an option for extension activities that they can work on. For students who receive intervention or special education services, the afternoon time may be when that occurs. Note that some support services can also be offered in the morning when students are not meeting in small groups with the teacher. Finally, there will be some live, virtual enrichment opportunities in the arts that teachers will let students know about. This will align with our visual and performing arts program that is usually offered throughout the district. It will also include the opportunity for 5th grade students to participate in band. So here are some common questions that you might have. Does my student need to be available for live instruction daily? The answer to that is yes, as much as possible. We are trying to create a structure that is much like a normal school day, as we know that this will be healthy for students and connect them to a classroom community. We also know that live instruction and interaction will be the best way to further student learning. It really is our intention that students are online with their teacher and classmates daily. Second, what if my student receives support through intervention or special education? I covered this a little in the last slide. You can expect that your child will still receive supports. This will occur either in the afternoon or within the morning during small group time. Your child's teacher and service provider will share this information early in the school year. What if I do not have a device for my child to use? As you can imagine, it will be important that each student has a device to use to access live instruction. If you do not have one for your child, please complete the form that your school sent out to request one. There will be a designated day to come to the school to check the device out. Will my student have homework? We are discouraging the use of homework this year beyond the completion of the required daily activities. Your student's teacher is likely to provide you with activities to practice or apply skills, but you should not expect much work beyond the school day. We will continue to assess this direction, but feel that the transition to this new learning model is our first priority. Adequate practice and independent work time will occur within the school day. Now, I know that many of you want to get started in preparing for the school year. Here are some immediate things that you can do to get ready. The first suggestion is to get to know the Canvas Learning Management System. This is brand new to our district and we are all learning, but we are excited about having one common platform for grades K through 12 for sharing and communicating. You will be receiving information through email about how to access Canvas and how to find the parent resources within it. We recommend that you spend some time learning this, and depending on your student's age, they will want to learn it as well, definitely grades 3 and up. Additionally, you will begin to receive communication this week from your school site. Keep an eye out for suggested supply lists so that you can make sure that you have the supplies your child will need. Additionally, something very different this school year is that we will be having a materials pickup day where families can come and get student books and other materials that our teachers have compiled for you to have at home. This Friday, August 7th, teacher assignments will be available in the Aries portal. Please look for an email with directions about how to access your student's new teacher name. This can be a very positive time for students, and we encourage you to celebrate and build excitement just as you would for any other school year. And finally, it will be important that you work out logistics for supporting your student during the school day. I will give you some ideas about this in our next slide. We know that families have all kinds of circumstances right now, but it will be important that based on your child's age, you consider the level of support that they will need in order to take part in learning activities, and think about who will be there to provide that support. Here are some of the basic things to think about as you plan to support your child in this new model. It is really important to create a learning space where your student can effectively take part in learning activities. We encourage you to make this look like a real learning space with a table and chair and a space for all of your materials to be easily accessed. Your teacher will provide more information about what your student will need daily so that you can have that ready. But overall, having an organized learning location will create a feeling of readiness for your student. One thing that we hope that you will speak to your child about before the first day is the importance of netiquette. Netiquette is etiquette for virtual learning. Again, your teacher will provide more information about classroom expectations. But because we are in a virtual classroom, we will need your support in emphasizing the importance of appropriate and positive behavior during live instruction in particular. Finally, this is a reminder that we are not used to our students learning from home as parents. Remember that our teachers want your support, but they still want to teach your student. You will see your child grapple with new content and make mistakes. This is all part of the learning process and should not be a cause for concern. Let your student, be the learner. Okay, and here is what we need from you when it comes to a school-to-home partnership. As always, one of the most important roles as a parent is to make sure your child is attending each school day and participating in the live instruction. With this new model, we will need your commitment to this more than ever. Additionally, it is vital that you set up a plan for monitoring your students' learning activities and ensuring that he or she is completing the classwork as assigned. And finally, our partnership between home and school has never been more important than it is now. Please pay attention to teacher communication and respond as needed. Please let your teacher know if you have any questions. We need to be working hand in hand as we navigate this new learning model and make it work. Our partnership may be one of the most critical elements of this new school year. So, here are some of the things that you can begin expecting this coming week. Communication from the school site and your student's teacher. This communication is likely to begin sharing out general schedules for your child's structured learning time, and it will eventually be provided in a weekly format as well. Your school site will also be sharing information about the technology and materials pickup days, including the safety procedures in place for those days. And finally, the site will begin communicating the plans for our first day of school, August 14th. This day may not run on a normal school day schedule, but it will have time for connecting as a class and individually or in small groups with the teacher. We want to start our year making sure everyone is able to log on and participate and beginning to build that strong classroom and school community. I'd like to end with these final thoughts. I'll read the quote which I think effectively communicates our goal as a district. People working together in a strong community with a shared goal and a common purpose can make the impossible possible. I want to thank you for taking the time to listen to this video today. We hope it provides you with valuable information to support our transition to the new school year. We are looking forward to working with you to ensure that our common purpose of a valuable and effective school year for all students can come to pass. Thank you.